What if I told you that every time you dive into a swimming pool, you might actually be breathing in a gas that scientists once compared to something used in chemical warfare? Sounds dramatic, right? But here's the truth. That sharp chlorine smell we all associate with a clean pool, it's not actually chlorine at all. And what it really means might change the way you look at swimming forever. The hidden ingredient nobody mentions. Let's start with what's really floating in pool water. And no, I'm not talking about the leaves and bugs you see on the surface. I'm talking about what people bring with them. Sweat, lotions, cosmetics, and yes, urine. Surveys show that about 1 in 5 people admit to peeing in pools, and that's just the ones who confess. Think about that next time you step into a crowded hotel pool. Now, all these things have something in common. They contain nitrogen compounds. Sounds harmless enough, but nitrogen is exactly what chlorine loves to react with. And when that happens, you don't just have chlorine in the water anymore, you have something much more complicated. When chlorine meets nitrogen. See, chlorine isn't just sitting there killing germs quietly. It's busy reacting with every bit of sweat, urine, and other organic matter that enters the pool. And the products of those reactions? They're called disinfection byproducts, or DBPs. Some of them are harmless, but others, not so much. One of the most alarming is cyanogen chloride, a chemical that can irritate the lungs and eyes, and in high concentrations it's recognized as hazardous. Then there's trichloramine, that strong-smelling compound that stings your eyes and leaves you coughing. So that fresh chlorine smell we all think of as clean, it's actually a warning sign that the pool might be full of these chemical byproducts. But here's the kicker. It doesn't stop there. The danger factor. So what's the big deal? Aren't these levels too small to matter? Not always. At low levels, you might just notice red eyes, irritated skin, or a scratchy throat. But at higher exposures, like in a poorly ventilated indoor pool, these chemicals can build up in the air you breathe. That's when symptoms can escalate to coughing fits, asthma-like attacks, and, in rare cases, more serious breathing issues. In fact, agencies like NIOSH and the CDC recognize these byproducts as potential health hazards when exposure is high. And think about competitive swimmers who train indoors for hours every day. They're breathing this stuff way more than the average person. Reality check. When is it actually dangerous? Now, before you swear off swimming forever, here's the reality check. Not every pool is a toxic gas chamber. If it were, no one would swim. The real risks depend on a few key factors. Ventilation. Indoor pools with poor airflow trap gases near the surface. That means swimmers, and even lifeguards, are constantly breathing them in. Crowding. The more people in the pool, the more sweat, urine, and personal care products get released. More nitrogen equals more chemical reactions. Maintenance. If the pool isn't balanced properly, chlorine can't do its job effectively, and byproducts build up even faster. So the truth is, a well-maintained outdoor pool with good turnover and fewer people? Much less of a risk. But pack 100 people into a poorly managed indoor pool, and suddenly you've got a chemistry experiment you didn't sign up for. And here's where it gets even more interesting. What scientists discovered. Back in 2014, researchers published a study showing that uric acid, one of the main compounds in urine, reacts quickly with chlorine to produce volatile chemicals, including cyanogen chloride. That same year, Scientific American reported on the issue, pointing out just how widespread the problem could be. Since then, multiple studies have confirmed what lifeguards and swimmers have complained about for years. It's not the chlorine that burns your eyes and lungs, it's the byproducts. And here's something even crazier. The stronger that chlorine smell, the dirtier the pool actually is. So next time you walk into an indoor pool and get hit by that wave of chemical odor, you're not smelling cleanliness. You're smelling a chemical warning sign. What you can do about it. Now, here's the part nobody likes hearing. The biggest factor in all of this is us. Every time someone skips the shower before swimming, they're adding fuel to the chemical fire. Every time someone decides to just go in the pool instead of walking to the bathroom, they're contributing to the problem. So what can you actually do? Shower before you swim. It removes sweat, lotions, and personal care products. Use the bathroom before getting in. Don't be the 1 in 5. Pay attention to the smell. If a pool smells overwhelmingly of chlorine, that's a red flag. Take breaks. Especially in indoor pools, step outside and get some fresh air. And if you run or manage a pool, Proper ventilation and consistent chemical balancing are non-negotiable. It literally makes the difference between a healthy environment and a hazardous one. The closing twist. So the next time you dip your head underwater, remember, chlorine isn't the villain here. It's actually your protector. But when it reacts with the stuff we bring in, that's when trouble begins. The irony? The more people treat pools like giant bathrooms, the more likely you are to breathe in chemicals you were never meant to. So let me leave you with this question. When you catch that sharp pool smell, are you really smelling a clean, safe swim? Or are you walking into a chemical cocktail? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've ever had burning eyes, coughing fits, or even felt dizzy after swimming, tell your story. Trust me, you're not the only one.